Great awakening, everyone. Like I said, it was going to be a part two to this video. Just woke up with it on my mind still, and message to all the religious people out there, And I'm not talking to all, but it is the vast majority, and it's not just a thing about religious people. I mean, it's just people in general. Majority of human beings are very hypocritical. Very contradictive. You know. So I do understand when you have religious texts that say don't put your trust in man or woman, and people, because people can't even trust themselves. They don't stick to their word themselves. And people can say the right things, but when situations come up, that's when it really shows. So once again, back to this situation, people taking a bullet in the arm, and it's like, many of your religious text speaks of what's going on today, what's going on right now. Many of you people, talk about the devil or the shaitan, and you're falling right in line. You talk about faith in God, faith in the universe, or faith in, the spirit, however you want to put it. But then, you're not, people are in it just for fun and games. It's like a hobby. And, but back to what I was saying is that a lot of your rich, delicious texts speak of what's happening today. However, many of you still went and took this. And there's a lot of people out there who would agree with me, who speak like, you know, basically speaking on the same terms that I'm speaking, but they went and did it too. So by your religious text speaking of what's going on today, I don't understand how you still went and did this thing, and you did it out of fear. Well, I mean, we're not going to be able to, have a job. We're not going to be able to go places. We're not going to. I said, well, doesn't your scriptures speak about this? They didn't say that. Didn't say if they would take that market and you would not be able to buy or sell or pretty much do anything. So why are you surprised? Don't you know it's going to be, it's not going to be, easy. When you're really living that life, there's nothing really sweet about it, to be honest. So that's why I don't, you got to be careful with people always talking about love and light and stuff like that, because, they're either, you got a lot of people who do good deeds with bad intentions, and that's why you got to discern, and that's what meditation comes in, which I'll do another video on. That's why you have people who, sorry, I kind of lost train of thought, but people are just walking contradictions. Like I said in the last video, the previous video, you know, people are only Christians in the church. People are only Muslims in the mosque. And so when they step outside, it's, we're in this world. We're not of this world, but honestly, my personal opinion, if you're a religious person, you are of this world, because you're part of a world religion, which they all are pretty much the same. They all pretty much teach the same thing. They just speak their own language. They say it in their own way or their own illustration, you know. And but hey, who knows? And this may sound contradictory, but who knows? Maybe the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran, etc. Maybe it is the devil. Maybe that God is the so-called devil. Because what we look. Well, I'm not gonna get too deep on that, but who knows? So that's why it's so easy for people to fall in line. It's all talk. Many people just go to these churches and they go to these religious ceremonies just because, really. Maybe they just grew up that way, and but people don't really live it. People really don't believe in what they teach. I remember the time there's a woman around here, Muslim woman. She asked me, "So, are you a Christian or Muslim?" I told her neither. You know, because the way I talk, so people automatically assume that I'm part of a religion. Well, which one? I mean, if you believe in God, but you say that you're not a Christian or a Muslim, then it doesn't make sense. I said, what do you mean it doesn't make sense? You're a Muslim. This other person's a Christian, but I don't see God in either one of you guys. And I'm using the word God just for lack of a better term. Hey, you even have like so-called traditional spiritualists, or however you want to put it, who are doing the same thing. It's like, and I'm guilty myself. Like none of us saw this thing coming. None of us knew this was gonna happen. You know, we always knew something, but that's why meditation and and being in tune, aligned with yourself is very important, because sometimes we felt like something was gonna happen, but we didn't quite know. But there's something in you that'll have you start preparing yourself. Sometimes you don't know why. You're preparing yourself for a situation that you really don't see yet. You know. And I would say practice what you preach, but don't practice what you preach. Live what you preach. Practice is a practice. You know, you actually be that. You have to live it. You have to be what you preach. Because when you are what you preach, you actually live it, you really don't have to say any words. You really don't have to talk to people. People can look at you and, just see how you carry yourself. They can see, you're a living testimony. You're, or a living example, walking example. So, but don't give up, guys. And I'm speaking to myself as well, because there's not a day that goes by where we don't, feel like just throwing in the towel. I mean, like literally. But I specifically speak on religious people, because it's like people think that place is going to save them. Those four walls of the church, those four walls in the mosque, and I don't care which way you face and pray. If destruction's meant for you, there's no running from it. You had it coming. Say if the world just was to, if an asteroid hit the earth now, if you're inside of a church, that doesn't mean you're safe from it. That building's gonna go down with it. I don't care how fancy the place looks. It's just a building. That the true temple is you, your body, your mind, body, and soul. That's the temple. You're a living temple. Great awakening, everyone.